So we have 2 Kickstarters this week, and I'll kick things off with Guardians of Fire, because I've had a chance to both paint and play with the Guardians, which is interesting. I've even read the comic book. Well done, me.
Wow.
So this is currently on Kickstarter from MMG, and it is a narrative dungeon crawl. Set around the sort of 1100s, 1200s-ish neck of the woods in Persia, and it's all about the fight of light against darkness, because at the end of the day, what else is there but light and darkness? So it's a one against many.
Right.
They do suggest that you always play with the maximum number of characters, but that can be quite heavy going, as I think showed in our gameplay bit, because there's a lot going on with the game itself. You're not just moving and attacking a character when you're playing the Angra Mainyu player. The darkness is in control of kind of what's happening as you explore the dungeon and try and find the plot progression to solve the mystery that's within it, because you are the Guardians of Fire, a member of a brotherhood of Zoroastrians, monks of light, if you will, and you uncover a plot by the darkness. They're not demons and angels; they have different terms in that. And religion.
Also not the band. I should put that.
Well, very much not the band. But as you're playing through as the darkness, you get to believe in a thing called love, just within the root of my heart. But also you draw out the order in which the turn will activate. So you'll pull out, it's sort of a blind draw, and it will determine the activation order of each of the characters, plus the darkness itself. However, there are things that the characters can do to mitigate that somewhat. So, for example, the leader of the faction, Hormuzan, this white character, he can always swap with another friendly character who's at the very first to the first activate, because he's the leader. So he can choose to jump forward. If you've got maybe like your healer is in there and you don't want him to activate that early, you can push him back. Some of the ones like Ashran, the Seeker, if he's the last, he can replace his token with any other token, including the darkness, including Mayu, forcing him to be the last one to activate in a round. So you've got that to deal with, and then when you're actually playing yourself, you have a finite amount of actions, but you draw those as well, depending on whether you draw out a action token, a light focus token, or a darkness token. You will either continue your game, so you can have up to sort of 3 actions, or if you draw out the darkness, you can either choose to end there, or the temptation is to throw it back in the bag and draw again to try and get another action. But doing that forces the darkness tracker along, which means the darkness player has more access to cards and minions to throw against you. It's fascinating because it pulls it back to the story that you sort of get in flashbacks in the Zoroastrian cult. The world was created for the battle between Mayanu and Ahura Mazda, and the world will be consumed someday. It is literally just a plane for them to fight out light against darkness. But the graphic novel itself takes place in modern day with flashbacks to stuff that's happened in the past. The board game is all about the stuff that happened in the past, and how they've got this sort of grander scheme going on, and you get the comics with this as well.
Nice.
So
that's great.
They've been working their way through. I've also been listening to feedback, so some people were saying that they would like to see the rulebook, so they uploaded the rulebook and the Chronicles mission.
That's cool.
Which I think Chronicle 1 is about 8 scenarios, and none of them are particularly short. The introductory scenario where you're sort of getting involved and learning the game, I think we ran for about 2 hours, although there was a lot of humming and hawing in there as well. and I was very generous. I didn't just ruffle stump them. I really should have. I could have been out of there in an hour flat if I just thrown all the demons at them. But they've been going through here. So the core pledge is relatively small.
Yep.
In that it's 31 miniatures. So you've got your heroes plus any that they unlock, and then you've got your various demons. But it's more about the gameplay than about giving you hundreds and hundreds of models. You are telling a narrative story, and the progression of that is more important than having 1,500 miniatures that you're never going to take out of a box.
Yeah,
I quite like the Phoenix as well. He's cheeky.
That's beautiful.
I did really like that focus from them. In that it was sort of like, we're trying to tell a story and we've put the miniatures that you'll need in, but we're not going to overload you just for the sake of overloading you. So,
and Apush, I got the chance to play these. Apush is absolutely stunning. Lovely. Devra.
They're massive as well.
He is.
Wow.
The others, these are, I think they're 32, with the heroes being slightly larger, although that may just have been the prototype I got.
Yeah.
They may have been printed, so they were sort of closer to 40. But some of these are huge. If you want to see them, they're in the gameplay video. And then there'll be an article coming out next week that sort of close-ups of a lot of the various miniatures as well, because they're absolutely gorgeous. Nice. And it plays out on a big thing. Now, you do need, this is not a small dining table thing when you're dungeon crawling. The boards themselves are big size. I think they're 50 mil squares on those boards.
Wow. Oh, yeah, 350 times.
You can stack multiple miniatures depending on the size. You can have like 3 cultists on one square or 3 heroes on one square. Although I do like that because I'm cack-handed, and whenever I'm moving somebody about on a small 1-inch squared board, and then all of a sudden everybody goes everywhere, I like the fact that there's a bit of room to maneuver on them. You're not constantly knocking. Just because you're picking up one model doesn't mean you're knocking 3 others around you. The city board, the expansion, the City of the Damned, then adds in Parsha as a new hero, city guards.
It's more martial focused as well, which I thought was pretty cool. Yeah. So,
and then the werewolves.
Gorgeous.
And this is, like you said, it's martial. So the first set are 3 priests who are priestly abilities granted on them, and then these heroes are more martial.
Because they've done an assassin as well, haven't they?
They have, they've done a female assassin, and I think there's another priest coming as well. So they've done a couple of different things, but the idea behind this is it is more the guards in the city fighting through it without it. They're based that priests play well together and then the guards play well together. You can mix them, but you may find that by mixing them, you're not getting the boost, which would probably make it a slightly harder game. And when you're playing against one of your friends who is deliberately trying to trip you up and slap you down, that's one way to go. So I've read the initial ones, that work in progress on chapter 3.
Nice.
There is a interview coming with Iman in a couple of weeks where we have a chat about some of this. Because I was fascinated both on the way he's sort of structured the game, but also the basis and backstory of the game. And there are some things in the comics that haven't been touched on yet in this. But he also said they wouldn't. It's not just that they would be unlocked with so many stretch goals. This has a very finite funding goal and campaign that they want to run, and some of the other things that are in the comics that he would love to bring in will be way down the line in a different campaign, because it's a case of not wanting to overwhelm too quickly. So
it's a huge Kickstarter, isn't it?
It's a big labor of love from him as well, which is the thing. I think he was saying, I can't remember if we said this on camera or not. No, I think it was before we started actually recording, but he'd seen the film 300, and the Persians are portrayed as these strange demonic beastie type things. Yeah. And I was going, pretty much any time you see them in popular culture or media, they always get sort of the rough end of the stick. They are the bad guys. So he specifically started writing the comic to sort of focus on the positive, the good guy side of things, and it's not just a case of chucking them in as another masked villain.
I like that it's set in it's in a setting that is very different from what we normally see as well. Yeah. Like, one of the things that really sold me on Gloomhaven when it came out was that it wasn't typical fantasy. It was different creatures from different factions and species and that kind of thing, all coming together in a very, very different and unique world. And then whilst this one is still set within almost our understanding of our reality and history. It's also drawing on a mythology that probably a lot of people don't really know about. And even though it's still got that almost like heaven versus hell, light versus dark thing going on, you've got that really nice aesthetic to the different miniatures, the way in which they play, all the different creatures that you throw into the mix as well. So it's something that's a little bit refreshing, I think, for the dungeon crawling genre that is more often than not given over to a bunch of heroes, a human, a dwarf, and an elf going to fight goblins and orcs. So
yeah. Exactly. It's the themes, Light Against Darkness, they're universal themes regardless of what slant is put on them, but having it coming from that Middle Eastern feel, that is something that you rarely, if ever, see. Is just terrific. So I was a big fan of it. I'd like to play some more, and also just set all the goals on Justin and Shay. But look out for a music video coming soon as well, I think.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
Maybe a Christmas song. Who knows?
Giants have fired the Christmas song. It all ended in terrible darkness.
What was the Darkness Christmas song? I can't remember.
We're not going to say it now.
I knew they did bring out a Christmas song.
Very much so.
I am singing it in my head.
Yeah, I think I'm better off leaving that one to not remember.
Christmas time. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I know.
This has gone very, very wrong indeed. Anyway, if you are interested in Guardians of Fire, there are 18 days left, and they are currently funded. And I definitely think it's worth checking out. Check out the Let's Play. Some
would say that you have permission to land on this Kickstarter page and check it out for yourself.
Yeah, right.
Anyway,
what's up next?